Hello, Pisces. Hello. Welcome and welcome back. We're going to get into a reading for you guys to see what you need to know. I guess you could consider this a weekend reading, but I don't know if it's going to just be the weekend. Anyway, more than likely, there's going to be a message here for you if you were called to this reading. And I know some of you guys know from the past, but listen, I never want any of you guys to feel like I am chastising you or judging you for different decisions that you make, okay? We've all been there. And there's sometimes things that we have to learn, and it's not always easy. But the way that you can almost guarantee success when it comes to your forward progress, when it comes to accomplishing your goals, when it comes to getting over these hurdles and humps of bull crap, okay? It's when you really look at the situation for what it is and then continue to move forward, okay? So I don't know which one of y'all need to hear that, but your spiritual big sis is here to let you know that it's going to be okay, all right? So like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Anything you know is going to be in the description box below. If you want to book a personal reading, like I've been saying lately, the prices are lower than they have been in the past, and I plan on keeping them that way for a while. So, you know, I listen to Spirit, God, Source, Universe, whoever you pray to, because I'm not your mama. I listen to them to let me know what to do. But if you want to book and you never booked before, but you really like, dang, I want to book a reading, get the Divine Angel Advice reading or the one question reading, yes or no, okay? Excuse me. That's where you guys can start, okay? Thank you for all of you guys just loving on me and telling me that you're happy that I feel better and like all of the love and support that you've been giving. There must be some infiltrators in here. We gotta look, hold on. Shout out to all my members. Ooh, a card just flipped out. Members, living your purpose. If you were thinking about becoming a member, Spirit is saying live in your purpose, Moonstone. Sunstone, take pleasure in the things you do and live in your purpose. So your purpose has something to do, even if you're not a member, Pisces. You guys' purpose has something to do with doing things that you enjoy, okay? Regardless of who supports you, regardless of how people view you, they want you to be in this really confident energy. But let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. For Pisces, Spirit, what does Pisces need to know most importantly at this time? Let me know in the comments if it resonates. And please use your intuition, Pisces, okay? Which means don't bring anything into your life that doesn't belong. So the message from Spirit, I knew this card was going to come out. That's why I used this deck. For some reason, I was seeing this card, Soda Light, Speak Your Truth. I was seeing it in my head, okay? I believe that's my soda light. If I'm not mistaken, I think it broke. Maybe I was talking too much. Ooh, okay. No, I'm just playing. Soda light, speak your truth. Okay, what is the message for Pisces? Tiger's Eye, overcome your fears. Apophyllite, stay positive. Celestite, soothe your soul. And Phantom Quartz, embrace change. Okay. Ooh, and then we have Black Tourmaline at the bottom, protect your energy. So your spirit team, Pisces, our spirit teams, our spiritual support system is telling us that we got to protect our energy, okay? And the way that we can do that is to speak our truth. Some of you guys may be a little nervous to say what's on your mind and really speak your truth. But Spirit is saying, have no fear, because we are here. Now, I just did a reading for members where I said, this is the perfect time for you to get a few things off your chest. That's crazy. I filmed that days ago. And if you have booked a reading, you guys, I'm getting to them. Okay. Give me a minute. They coming. All right. Those of you who have booked readings in the past, y'all know how it goes. Spirit really do be speaking. But this, it was a members reading for everybody. So if you wanted to join the membership and you only want to get the circumference tier, which is the entry level tier, the circumference is usually for general support. But I dropped several readings and have dropped several members readings in the past that the circumference tier can see, okay? But this one, I just filmed this one. Let me get the date for you guys because that could be significant. But I filmed this one on March 23rd, 2026, which was on Monday. I am talking to you on Friday. Oh, no. What am I talking about? It's Thursday, March 26th at 11 a.m. today. I don't know what's significant about Monday, Thursday, and Friday, but I just said Friday knowing daggone well it's Thursday. But yeah, this is the perfect time for you to get a few things off your chest. Just don't go too far. Okay. Yes. That's why they're saying stay positive. Because if you're negative about whatever this is you need to say, or you have a negative delivery or a negative tone, negative body language, then that is going to reverberate back to you, or it's going to be perceived as going too far. Okay. And you may be within your right to cuss somebody out. You may be well within your right to say whatever you need to say, even if it's a little bit aggressive, right? Because sometimes I believe that it keeps us healthy when we cuss people out who deserve to get cussed out instead of keeping it inside. You know what I mean? And I know people love to use the saying of, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. But I firmly and wholeheartedly believe that when we don't speak our mind on a respectful level, or we don't stand up to injustice in some type of way, or say what we feel like we need to say, it can lead to other problems, maybe even physically, right? Y'all know the disclaimer. What is it? I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or a psychologist, so please don't take this as medical, legal, or psychological advice. But I'm going to tell you from my experience, I have a lot of people in my family who've had dementia and or Alzheimer's. And I feel like in the future, I've spoke about this before, I feel like at some point there is going to be a development scientifically or medically that shows a connection between people keeping things held inside, people not living in their truth, that is connected to Alzheimer's and dementia. I really feel like that. And I feel like it directly correlates to your spiritual path and the things that you say, like how you express yourself. That correlates to that, like the suppression of expression, I personally believe correlates to dementia and Alzheimer's. But anyway, I digress. Spirit is telling you not to be afraid to speak your truth and say what you need to say in a way that is well received by those who are observing you. Because look at what I'm saying. It's going to soothe your soul and allow you to more easily embrace and open yourself up to change. There's a big change that's happening in your life. This could be connected to what changes we're experiencing in the world. But I feel like this is a big change that Spirit wants you to be prepared for. They want you to understand that this change is coming. Okay? And the easiest way for you to accept this change, to embrace this change, to welcome this change is by saying what's really on your mind and getting the things that you need to get off your chest, because that expression could even be correlated or connected to you closing doors that need to be closed and making sure they stay closed. You basically coming out of these outdated cycles, finalizing cycles that need to be finalized, moving forward from things that need to be processed, right? But Spirit is saying protect your energy. Because there could be a person who, okay, this feels like there could be a little bit of an aggressive situation that you could be experiencing from someone else, just like they may experience this from you. And Spirit is like, hey, if somebody's treating you crazy or doing something crazy, you don't have to, tear the whole, situation down. But in a way, when you don't speak up against injustice or you don't speak up to someone who is disrespecting you, it leaves your soul in a place that there's like unrest, okay? It puts your soul and your spirit in a tumultuous place. And I feel like this is the change that Spirit wants you to embrace, is that a part of protecting yourself means that you have to confront things. I feel like this is about you maybe not wanting to have confrontation. I know that I don't like confrontation. And that's why when I'm faced with confrontation, it's either all or nothing, bitch. Okay? I'm either going to be super sweet or I'm going to cuss you out for filth and read your whole life down. Okay? There's no in between with me because I don't like confrontation. And when I feel like somebody is forcing me to have to speak up or to say something that I really would have preferred not to have to say, I cuss you out so bad. And that's something that, honestly, I have to learn how to find that medium point, and it's not easy. But I think part of this is spirit wanting to get the message to you to say, hey, it's great to be positive. It's great to turn the other cheek. They want you to stay positive. They're reinforcing that within you. But they're also letting you know that a part of staying positive is sometimes dealing with things that could be negative and facing it head on, okay? And that's not a bad thing. That's not something that they're frowning on you for. They're wanting you to embrace that change of philosophy, okay? Why is spirit giving Pisces this message? Yeah, we have avoidance, double life, planning, and high value. Yeah. So you have your foot in two different realities, Pisces. You have your foot in the old, outdated reality of you avoiding conflict and harboring resentment. You have your foot in the old reality of you maybe avoiding things that you need to say because it's scary, right? And then dealing with it on the back end internally, which could cause destruction and inner turmoil. And your other foot is in the reality of you seeing your value, knowing your worth, and not being afraid to speak your truth so that your soul can be at peace. Right? It's like you're in these two different worlds. You could be dealing with somebody. Okay. Distractions. Temptation, always busy, kept you waiting. So this is somebody who never had time to address the things that you felt needed to be addressed. More than likely, they use avoidance as a way to negate what you're saying. They may use avoidance as a way to gaslight you. They could use avoidance as a way to diminish your feelings and emotions and make you feel like you're invalid in some way for how you feel. Yeah, it's like somebody who's invalidating your feelings. Avoidance says in hiding, feeling guilty, no communication. So you could have been hiding from this person, but you could have also been feeling guilty or maybe afraid of saying how you feel to this person because they've created a pattern within your mind, like a program pattern that's running on the back end subconsciously, that even if you do say something to them, it's not going to matter, right? I've dealt with this recently. Like a few days ago, my ex-husband was doing some funky shit and my sons heard him arguing with me. And he's been doing this forever, right? Like he'll say heinous shit to me and he'll make sure he says that type of stuff outside of the earshot of my kids, so that when I come back and say something or I come back distraught or upset, he can have deniability. You get what I'm saying? And he'll tell them, oh, I didn't do that. Your mom's lying. Your mom's lying. Your mom's lying. But now they're older. My oldest son is about to be 16. My middle son is about to be 15. They know what's going on. They're not stupid, right? Because kids are very receptive spiritually to turmoil and chaos and things that are going on underneath the surface. So lo and behold and lo, bitch, they called his ass out. And he just basically denied everything. And I told him when I was young, when they were younger, my son was like, I don't know. They had, both of them had to be maybe like 9 or 10, something like that. They were old enough to understand what was going on. And I told them, hey, because they were mad at their dad back then. And I said, hey, look, don't let that change the way you feel about yourself. Because at the end of the day, he more than likely is never going to take accountability for the things he does. And he's never going to admit that he was wrong. Right? But I told him that doesn't mean that you don't stand up to him if that's what you feel like you need to do. And they're good kids. And I'm only telling you this story and putting you in my business because I want you to understand kind of the dynamic that spirit is saying. That's the only reason why I tell y'all what's going on the back end. right? Sometimes it feels like you're not going to make any progress. Sometimes it feels like it's not going to make a difference. Sometimes it feels like it's a pointless exercising of your energy. But there are hidden dents that you make in the energy of injustice when you stand up for what you believe in and when you speak on what you feel is right. And can't nobody convince me otherwise. I'm just being real with y'all. Because I kind of feel like somebody, there may have been an important conversation that you wanted to have with someone or something that you wanted to resolve with a person that they continue to drag out and drag out and drag out and avoid because they don't want to take accountability. They're always busy. They keep you waiting. When you call or when you attempt to get in contact with them, there could be this, phone tag back and forth that you experience. And it's because this person is hiding from accountability. They want to avoid the accountability because that helps them to feel less guilty. Okay. This could also be somebody who's living a double life. It says liar, deception in another relationship. Planning says text, phone call, meet up. And high value says the Empress, beautiful, sexy, handsome, abundant, and confident. Okay. I feel like this is someone who's just trying to avoid giving you what they owe you or giving you what you deserve, even if that's validation. It doesn't have to necessarily be something that holds financial value, but when you feel confident as a person and you feel like you are validated in some way, shape, or form, and somebody tries to take away that validation or deny that validation by denying accountability, it can put you in a headspace or a spiritual space with your soul where you do not feel confident, which then ultimately catapults and snowballs into you being counterproductive or procrastinating or feeling like you can't accomplish your goals, virtually resulting in a diminishing of your value. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like somebody wants to devalue you by devaluing your opinion. It's like they want to devalue you by avoiding, ownership of whatever they are supposed to be doing, right? Oh, it's not my responsibility. It ain't my fault. I didn't do it. Okay, well, who did it then, Sherlock? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like spirit is, in a way, it's like this person by doing this is projecting this energy of avoidance onto you because it's like by them doing this, they cause you to be in this subconscious mentality of avoiding speaking up or avoiding saying how you feel because it's like they've groomed you and trained you to feel like your voice won't be heard. So this may subconsciously result in sometimes where you avoid confrontation or you avoid speaking your truth because you're afraid that it's not going to matter anyway. Okay. If you do have a fear that someone is like living a double life or lying about the reality and showing you a mask, I feel like you could be valid in that. I feel like Spirit is also saying with this planning card, stick to your plans. Stay positive about the plans that you have for the future. Stay positive about the strategy that you plan to implement moving forward. January is there. So whatever it is that you, whatever your resolution was for yourself this year, stick to that. Because I feel like that's going to keep your soul in a place of peace and ultimately make you feel more valuable overall and increase your confidence, which more than likely will increase other things like happiness, revenue, okay, positivity, all that type of stuff. Who is this dealing with along with Pisces? Who is this reading referencing? The storyteller. Communicate your ideas to a larger audience and persuade them to your side. The words you speak have power and impact. So this is about basically a situation where there's three sides to every story. Your side, their side, and the truth, right? And the truth may be somewhere in the middle of your perspective and another person's perspective. This could even be a situation where someone is deciding your fate and they have to hear your side and another person's side in order to make a decision. Kind of like I was giving the example with my children, right? But I feel if you communicate, what's really going on, or communicate from an authentic place about how you feel in this situation, it's going to help to persuade whoever you need to persuade that you're actually valid in your feelings and your opinions about this person or about this situation. It kind of feels like every time you want to talk to someone about something, something else comes up, like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. I can't talk right now because this is going on. I'm busy, this, and that. Yeah. But before this person knew that you had to talk to them about whatever this is, they were free and clear. There was nothing going on. But then all of a sudden, when you get ready to shift the conversation to an important topic that you need to discuss, they want to run and avoid it. And now all of a sudden they so busy and got all this stuff to do. Tactician, that's this person's tactic. Okay. With some good planning tactics, you can easily work out and make corrections for success. And then we have the mastermind. You were born with an evolved mind, at last unraveling the layers of complexity meant to lead you to your soul's purpose. I just did a TikTok reading where this card popped out of the deck and then this card was also there. So the person involved, I feel like who you're dealing with, they're creating distractions. I feel like a part of their tactic and the game that they're playing is to make you feel like they're smarter than you, or if they're not trying to make you feel like they're smarter than you, their tactic is to tell a story or to weave up a tale that makes you look bad or that turns people against you because they really feel like they're smarter than they actually are. But I feel like you guys are actually the mastermind here. Spirit is saying, if you stick to your plan, okay, the word plan, with some good planning and tactics, you can easily work out, corrections that you need to make or pivots that you need to make for success. I feel like you're moving into a change that involves you being worth more or seeing yourself as being worth more, right? Like putting more value on yourself, understanding how much you're worth and how important that you are in the world. Like that's the change that you're moving into. That's basically going to be a result of your soul being at peace. And Spirit really does want you to protect yourself from people like this who are, strategic and choosing to be strategic in a negative way. You're dealing with a tactician, though. You're dealing with somebody who sees life as a game. They play with people like it's a game. It's like that comes from a place of fear, right? People who live a double life, or people who are one way in public and another way in private, there's always going to be a level of anxiety that they feel. There's always going to be this level of them looking over their shoulder. And I feel like they have to distract people or distract, you in order to not feel as stressed or anxious about their karma coming back to bite them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they always have to be one step ahead. They always got to calculate 3 moves ahead, 3 moves in the future. And you know how draining that is? And I feel like they had y'all doing that for a long time because you were worried about them defaming you, or you were worried about them, turning people against you. But you're the mastermind. And I feel like part of your genius comes from you, basically forfeiting this game, like not playing this game with this person, not playing the game with them, and choosing to write your own story. Some of y'all could even be writing a book, but it's like overall choosing to ignore this person and what they're doing. Okay. Oh. Okay. I hope y'all can hear me now. I said choosing to ignore this person and what they're doing, and the mic went black. That's funny. Okay, so what is the situation, Spirit, that we need to discuss with Pisces? Show us more about what this is. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Judgment. Wow, strong Scorpio energy, also possibly Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, Gemini, maybe Aries and Sagittarius as well. Wow, the Magician, yeah, Gemini, Aries. As above, so below. Whatever you focus on is what will manifest. You guys have a lot of power to manifest at this time. And also, where you're focusing is where the majority of your power is going to funnel to. Okay. You have so many tools at your disposal. And I feel like that's a part of you being in this mastermind energy. Okay. I also feel like there could be someone trying to manipulate situations on the back end. But if you focus on that too much, it will. But it's kind of like you'll be letting them borrow your power. You'll be lending your power to that person if you focus on what they could be doing in the back end too much. If you need to use wands, you can use wands. If you need to pivot and use pentacles, you can use pentacles. If you need to use swords or cups, you can use those tools because they are all at your disposal. You are the magician creating the life that you want to see. And I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like you're creating this whirlwind, this vortex, this tidal wave. Yeah, and then here's the wind with the Eight of Wands. I feel like this is a person who's committed to manipulating your communication. This is what they've been doing. I feel like they also could be manipulating or tricking someone like a pastor or priest. It's like they go to a church where they manipulate maybe the people in the church congregation. Because they go to this church, they make people think that they're this victim, or they make people think that you betrayed them. Ten of Swords. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they do this to change people's perspective of you, but it kind of feels like all of these people in the congregation are waking up to see the truth or the pattern in the situation. I feel like you're also kind of, you're used to this person manipulating your communication or twisting your words or just communicating with you in a very manipulative way. Two of Cups. It's like you're waking up to the fact after you maybe have separated your feelings from it. Because they could do things to hurt your feelings or say things to hurt your feelings. Or they know because your emotions and feelings are involved, Eight of Cups, that they can kind of manipulate you with communication. But I feel like since you moved away from this person, created distance physically between you and them, or have stopped communicating with them, detached your emotions, let it go, knowing that you're not going to get what you want from this person. It's helped you to relieve yourself. Like, it's helped to kind of take a weight off of your shoulders and not be as emotionally affected by what they say, so that you can see clearly that this is what they do. This could even be something that they learned from their family, because if you put the 8 and the 2 of Cups together, you have 10 Cups. And then the Hierophant, it could be a pattern that they learned from like their family. This could even be somebody who grew up in the church because their father was a pastor, or somebody was involved in the church really heavily when this person was a child. There's somebody in their family who is very heavily religious, and they learned this communication by talking to this person all of their life, or being raised by this person. They learned it from them, how to be a slimy used car snake oil salesman. It's like you're realizing that this person is motivated by like lies or a desire to break your spirit. But I feel like there's a shift taking place with the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like your motivation to achieve a goal outside of this person, right? Like, they have their life, you have your life. The plan that you made or the goals that you set for yourself helps you not to be easily like affected by whatever this person is saying, right? Whether they're saying negative things about you to other people and it made you feel bad because you felt judged, or whether they're saying negative things to you to diminish your confidence. It's not affecting you as much as it used to. I also feel like some of you are realizing that this person can't stop you. King of Wands. Strong Aries energy. But again, it could be anybody. Strong Aries, Leo, Scorpio, possibly Taurus, again, Aquarius, and Gemini. It's like they do things to shift your focus because they want, it's like they want you to see that they've won. It's like they shift your focus, or they distract you, or they try to take your focus off of what you're doing to make, it's like they, I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying. Because if you focus on what they have going on or what they're doing or how they're manipulating situations, then you won't be focused on what you need to do, which will ultimately lead to this Ten of Swords for you, which will ultimately mean that the magician energy, that manipulative energy that they were, investing in, that they feel validated because they're like, oh, it worked. I feel like you're waking up to that, okay? What else is this? Yeah, the Two of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, this is definitely about communication. But they have to talk to you on a regular basis to do this. It's like a spell. You know what I mean? Like you constantly have to put energy into it. They constantly have to put energy into it. It's like the less energy you put into it, or the less attention that you give this person, the less potent their manipulation is. Somebody definitely wants to communicate with you. I feel like this person always comes back saying that they've changed or saying that they want to do something differently, but it'd be a lie, child. They're inconsistent. I feel like this person is going to be a bully, or talking to them stresses you out. It creates a burden. Some of you may get a phone call about some type of action that this person has taken, but I feel like they try to manipulate your decisions. It's like they want you to make the decisions that benefit them without you knowing it's benefiting them. They want you to make the decisions that work in their favor without you knowing that you're doing that. So they try to do things to manipulate your mind and to get you to feeling like crazy. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm not going to let this person make me feel bad. I'm not going to let this person make me look bad, But really, that's how they're tricking you into doing what they want you to do. I feel like whoever this is committed to betraying you. Page of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. It's like you're sitting here wanting to work together, wanting to have teamwork. You want this person to see that you're not their enemy, but it's like they know that you're not their enemy. They don't care. And I just want to be clear. I'm not talking about myself. This is what's in the cards. Page of Cups is like a friendly energy, an innocent energy, a peaceful energy, a very creative, imaginative, inspiring type of person. Somebody who puts their heart into what they do. They believe that good can prevail. And the Three of Pentacles is like teamwork. It's like recognizing that you're a friend, or recognizing that you don't mean any harm, recognizing that you want to create or cultivate some type of peace. But it's like you changing your mind on that, because you realize, it dawns on you that this person only wants to break your spirit. Yeah, Five of Cups. It's like you realizing that this person is heinous. It does hurt. It does make you feel like things might not ever get better. But I feel like a lot of you, even if this was a situation in the past that you've already overcome, it kind of feels like Spirit is wanting you to focus on this for a minute so that you're not afraid moving forward to face difficult conversations with people. Right? Like when you have that wake up call, when it dawns on you that someone has lied over and over again, that the things that they say are not true, that they actually didn't want to work with you and be a team. Spirit is saying like, hey, we don't want you to be afraid to say what we guide you to say or do what we guide you to do in those moments. We don't want you to be afraid to tell a different story or to write a different story about yourself. Because it's like they don't want another person to be able to invalidate your feelings or invalidate your progress or invalidate the importance that you hold on this earth. That's how you keep your energy protected. I just feel like this is a person who doesn't want you to be confident. It could be a coworker for some of you. It could be a friend, a sibling. It feels like this is somebody who recognizes your ability to like talk to people and get them to see your side of the story. So this is a tactic that they use to prevent you from saying your side of the story, because as soon as you open your mouth, people are going to believe you, and they know that, and that's their tactic. They think they're so smart. But with the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Cups, it's kind of like they want you to feel defeated, even when you're getting what you want, or even when you've won in a situation. Somebody could have lost a job or lost some type of work or tried to get you fired at work. I feel like there are other people, though, that are realizing that this person has lied. Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo. Gemini, 9 of Wands, 6 of Cups. Yeah, it's like in the past, this person was able to intimidate you or scare you out of doing something that I feel like your spirit team was trying to get you to do, that was a part of your future, or something that would have led to you having a happy ending, even believing that you could have a happy ending. It's like you try so many times and you feel disappointed, 9 of Wands, so many times that you start to believe that what you want isn't possible. It's like this is this person's tactic. What is Pisces energy? The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Spirit is trying to motivate you to get started. Spirit is motivating you so that you're not afraid to do what it is that you need to do. 5 of Wands, King of Wands. Because somebody caused some type of chaos when it comes to you having a victory or successfully overcoming some type of conflict. This person wants to cause chaos. They want to intimidate you into not getting started or not moving forward. They may even have a group of little flunky ass bitches behind them. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to win because I got all of these people and you're over here by yourself. No, that's not true. That's what they were trying to do, though. Like, they wanted to cause chaos or problems, even if they didn't have a group of people around them. I feel like they did, though. I feel like whoever this is tried to convince people or turn people against you. Because cowards, they got to have a big group of people sucking their dick everywhere, blowing their head up to feel confident about what they're doing, feel confident about themselves. Yeah, 7 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. Wow. It's like your energy is, you're basically looking at the situation like, damn, I don't even know if this fight is worth it. I don't even know if it's worth it for me to stand up for myself or defend my position. I don't even know if it's worth it for me to say anything about this. Should I just move forward? Because I feel like you're looking at what's really important with the Queen of Pentacles. And it's like you're questioning whether you should fight for this or whether you should put up a fight. And I just feel like you don't want to because you've been feeling rejected. Or you're just feeling disappointed about the situation, okay? King of Swords. You're feeling unappreciated as well. You may not even know who's coming against you. Like, who is the small majority of people who are believing this person and attacking you on their behalf? You may not even know who it is. But you know that it has something to do with this person. I feel like you just want to protect yourself. And this is probably a habit that you've created. After you've dealt with so many people who either communicate lies or communicate falsely or manipulatively to you over time. I mean, and whatever choice you make is the right choice for you. But I kind of feel like with the 7 of Cups, 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Spirit is saying that you have everything you need to combat this situation because of the need to see your value and the need to stand up for yourself, especially if you feel like nobody's ever stood up for you. It's like you have to stand up for yourself because it kind of feels like with the 7 of Cups, so you're thinking with the Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords that if you move forward or if you avoid the conflict, that you'll be protecting what you love, protecting yourself, protecting your kids, possibly whatever. But that's an illusion, 7 of Cups. That's an illusion of you being able to keep your position or defend your ground, stand your ground. That's not actually what's going to happen because it's just going to keep reoccurring. Like when Spirit is trying to teach us a lesson, because you're probably being initiated into some type of high value position. You may be on the path to being a business owner, a manager, a CEO, somebody in a focal position where you're going to be scrutinized, by others. 3 of Pentacles. So it's like Spirit is trying to give you this wake up call that like, if you avoid conflict or you run away from conflict and you allow it to stifle your growth or make you feel intimidated or afraid to do what you came to do, then it's just going to keep happening until you overcome that fear. Okay? The energy around Pisces in this situation. 5 of Pentacles reversed. This is somebody who's on the outside looking in that doesn't want to be on the outside looking in, or it's somebody who it's like they're overly confident. I feel like this is somebody who's very arrogant. 2 of Wands. King of Swords. Yeah. I feel like the King of Wands and the King of Swords is the same person. The energy around you is of a person who's making a decision. It's like they tell you about decisions that they're going to make, or they try to tell you what you need to do. 2 of Wands, King of Swords. Nine of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Emperor, jeez, Knight of Wands, Hangman. Yeah, whatever they're doing, it's like, okay, they could be inconsistent with you, which causes you to be stuck or waiting on them to make a decision. It's like they want to be in control of the decisions that you make or the steps that you take. It's like this person takes action to keep you stuck. It's like they do things to keep you stuck, or they do things possibly even to embarrass you or make you look bad. This could be when it comes to causing delays. It could be somebody who knows that if you are late doing something, that it will look badly on you, or there'll be some type of negative repercussions. So they delay you on purpose so that you look bad, or so that you're not able to do something on time. This is somebody who it's like they do these negative things, and then they sit back and watch the result of their bullshit. And that's where they find, it's like they find it entertaining. They're really not that, they're not that powerful. With the Emperor here, that don't mean shit, because to me, if you're coming through as a Knight of Wands and a Page of Swords, it's like they're sitting here doing things and then watching what's happening, like a child throwing a rock and then hiding their hand and watching who the rock hits and what happens when the rock hits. They may even be trying to intimidate you by like making you feel like they're watching you. It could be a boss or a manager at work who's just shitty, and they want to make you feel like they're always watching you, lurking around. It's abusive. These are abusive tactics to intimidate you or scare you out of doing something. It's like this is somebody who wants you to give up. And I feel like it's because ultimately they have a fear of abandonment. They don't want you to abandon them, or they don't want to look like the weak link in a situation. They could definitely be holding a grudge. But to be honest with you, I feel like whoever they're trying to turn against you sees what's going on. This could even be somebody who's been doing research on you or trying to find out information about you that they're not like supposed to have. Okay, I was about to ask what's hidden. The Page of Wands, some type of confirmation. Two of Wands, Eight of Cups. If you walked away from this person, that was a good decision. Spirit is confirming that, and that you can expect this to affect you less moving forward. So it kind of feels like they're telling you that if you did stand up for yourself, if you did walk away, if you did choose to leave this person in the dust, maybe they still think that they have information that's invalid now. Yeah, Ten of Cups. Ooh, okay, Pisces. Yeah, so the illusion that you're doing what this person wants or making the decision that they want is there. Like somehow you've been able to tactically trick this person because you are the genius, you are the mastermind, and you have the power to tell stories and write it down in the book, and then it comes to life. So I think you tricked this person somehow. Yeah, the Star card. Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's like you're walking towards your happy ending, or you're walking towards the positive outcome that you have prayed for. And it's crazy because they expect for whatever they're doing to work, or they expect to still be able to know what's going on. It's kind of like if this person, yeah, you're going to end up having a victory here in this situation, Pisces. It's kind of like if, when Charmed, in the show Charmed, when Prue would astral project, and whoever the demon was thought that it was actually her, but it was just an astral projection of her. That's kind of what this feels like. The World and the Chariot. Yeah, so once this cycle completely comes to an end, there's a victory here for you. There's a happy ending for you. There's a successful outcome in this situation for you where you're able to move forward. Okay. And I feel like actually moving forward really quickly towards healing, towards peace, towards the future. Star card, okay? All the stars on this. I'm hearing that song. Didn't we like I don't know what that song is. The universe, the stars, your ancestors in the sky, all the stars in the sky are like conspiring with you to heal from this and move forward from whatever this is. This cycle probably already ended, but it's like all of the pieces have to come together. I feel like it's already over with. That's what's hidden. And something is working out in your favor to where you can move forward and heal. Move towards this happy ending of peace, tranquility, confidence, being confident in your decisions, and feeling the confirmation from spirit that you're moving in the right direction. This is what this part of this situation is about. I feel like a pastor, a priest, whoever this pastor, this clergy person, whoever they are, they believed this person for a long time, but they're starting to get this wake-up call, I feel like from God, that they were lied to by this person. This could be a pastor or a priest or a clergy person who's being found out as a liar. There's an investigation that's being done when it comes to somebody's financial situation. It's like they're coming off broke, but they have the Five of Pentacles reversed. So it's kind of like, what? So what's the advice for Pisces? Tower. Ooh. 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 What's this? Yeah, the foundation was built on shit. So now it's all melting in the rain, pretty much. Someone's losing their power. They're trying to hold on for dear life because they know they're finding out that they're losing their power because they abuse their power to get some type of financial gain possibly, or to get some type of control over a less fortunate group of people. It's been a lot of pastors getting the shit handed to them lately, but it feels like this is a person in your life who was using religion, or they were using a pastor or someone to validate them or speak on their behalf. This could be somebody who was using a pastor to speak on their behalf in church, or, you know, to get people to donate or help them, or maybe even using a pastor to speak on their behalf in the courthouse or something like that, to be a witness or a reference of some kind for them to get jobs and, you know, all this type of stuff so that they could basically do you dirty. You get what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you had an ex or baby mom, baby dad, ex-husband, ex-wife, right, who owes you something, and they don't want to pay you something, or they don't want to do what they're supposed to do, they're using these clergy members or these people from the church to, I'll give you a job. I'll give your raggedy ass a job. That's not what they're saying though. But, I'll help you. You can come and help me with this and help me with that. And I'll pay you a little this. I'll pay you a little that. So it's like the court system, or whoever the deciding party is who needs to know what this person is making, doesn't know about those other little things because they got these folks who they're working for under the table or on the back end. I know I might sound bitter, but that's just what it is. And I don't give a fuck. Okay. The Hermit and the King of Cups. So the advice for you is to, I feel like Spirit really wants you to go within and take some time to do an audit of yourself to figure out how much these types of tactics that this person uses have destroyed your security and stability, right? Look at all the times where this has affected you in a negative way, and then try to regain control over the situation so that you can feel like you're on some type of solid ground. I feel like there's also information that you're going to discover or be told about this person's security and stability being destroyed, or some type of tower moment. You're going to find out about it, and they could be the ones floating out here in the ocean. I don't know, but the Hermit is here. Okay. Ooh, 9 of Swords, 8 of Cups, Queen of Swords. Yeah, so what they're saying, the benefit of speaking up and speaking your truth is that, first of all, you cut through the bullshit of the clouds of illusion, Seven of Cups, and it helps you to detach and walk away from the situation, knowing that you didn't leave anything on the table, or whatever you did leave on the table isn't valid, right? Because there's this construct in your mind that makes you believe, well, oh my God, well, what if this and what if that? No, what if nothing? This person has nothing to give you. They have nothing of value or benefit to you. And this is the tower moment. It's like this tower of bullshit needs to be destroyed. Because I feel like sometimes you guys leave a situation that you know ain't shit, and then you question yourself later on the back end and wonder if you did it the right way or if you did the right thing. And Spirit is saying, like, hey, by speaking up for yourself and telling somebody how you really feel, getting the true, raw, authentic reaction from somebody hearing your truth is going to help you have a clear answer that you did the right thing. And that's what I feel like this is about. Because if you don't say how you feel, or if you don't speak your mind, there's always going to be a question in the back of your mind as to whether or not the way you feel about this person is valid. Okay. Knight of Cups and the High Priestess. Yeah. Because it's like whatever they're giving you is pennies compared to what you deserve, whether it's literally or metaphorically. The destruction that is caused in your life a lot of times is from this person making you feel like your feelings are invalid. A lot of the destruction that's caused in your life, or the insecurity or instability that you feel, is caused by you, I don't know, I guess feeling guilty about the things that you say that you know are true, but that you don't want to like overstep or say the wrong thing about. I don't know exactly what that is, but I said what I said. Okay. Y'all be sure to hit the like button, you guys. A lot of Scorpio out here, the Tower, the Judgment. Okay. And the Wheel of Fortune. We saw it also with the World. Taurus is out here for sure with the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. Also Libra with the Hierophant. And then you have Leo and Aquarius. We saw the Star card. Aries and Taurus with the Emperor. Sagittarius with the Temperance card. And Pisces, of course. I also feel like there's Gemini somewhere. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. We saw the Magician. It's like what I said in the beginning. Sometimes you got to cuss people out. Queen of Swords, 10 of Swords. It's like, oh, did I do the wrong thing? Me calling out someone's lies or making someone feel ashamed of themselves for their horrible, heinous actions. Am I going to be punished for that? Am I wrong for that? No. And the crazy part is people love to make you feel bad about telling the truth. People love to make you feel bad about calling out injustice because that prevents them from furthering that injustice. It prevents them from perpetuating the negativity. When you say something about, if you see somebody doing something wrong and you say something about it, now the spotlight is on them. Now the heat is on. And the only reason why you feel bad about it is because this person more than likely has gaslit you to hell and back. Look, y'all see me. I get backlash all the time. I barely, I'm barely hanging on this platform because I call out people's bullshit all the time. And yes, it might not be the most pleasant experience, but your soul will be soothed. And ultimately, no matter how much I've been through on this platform, no matter how much hell that I've been dragged through in my life outside of social media for saying the truth and telling the truth and letting people hear what's on my heart, I've experienced backlash at jobs for doing this. when people were full of fucking shit and everybody knew it and nobody said anything, but I was getting persecuted and having to deal with it, and you think I'm not gonna say something to your raggedy hoe ass bitch? Fuck you. And every time I've done that, and every time I did what I feel like God was calling me to do and just saying what I felt like I was supposed to say, people tried to punish me for it. But guess what happened on the back end? God rewarded me. I have been so protected, and I am so grateful for that, because at the end of the day, I still have my conscience intact to where I don't have to look over my shoulder being afraid every day of who's going to come back and mollywop me upside my head, because I know that I was doing the right thing, and so do they, and they know they can't do or say anything about it. So fuck people, bro. I said what the fuck I said. Get mad if you want to, ho, but did I lie? No. And if you say I did, you're full of shit. What else for Pisces? Soulmate is in reverse. Vacay, soulmate in reverse, and consequences. Yeah. So somebody's having to face the consequences of their actions, cause and effect. With every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, because somebody has made bad choices, played these fucking games, and been sending mixed signals of manipulation and breadcrumbing and gaslighting and all this other manipulative bullshit that's unnecessary. They could have been acting like they had your back, acting like they were a soulmate, Two of Cups energy, acting like they were somebody who you could trust. But they're not. We have get away, relax, and have fun. So y'all, some of y'all need a break from this person, or your energy needs a break from bullshitters like this. Harmony, balance, peace, and happiness, the Temperance card. And intimacy, mutual respect, unity, closeness. So in order to have balance, Spirit is saying you need a break, a getaway, a relaxing time, or some type of distance between you and somebody who is not in alignment with your life and does not have your best interest at heart. Because if you are close to this person, you are going to have to deal with the consequences of their actions and the repercussions of their actions. You're going to feel it. That's why they're saying if you feel guided to walk away from this person, I would not give a fuck about how somebody feels. If you do not, Eight of Cups, walk away from this person because you see the truth, Queen of Swords, High Priestess. If you do not walk away from this person, you are going to regret it. Nine of Swords, because that tower is coming. The tower is coming to whoop their ass. I'm telling you right now. What's vacay, soulmate in reverse, and bad choice? Yup, that's what Spirit is saying. Get away. Want to get away? Okay. What do they say in the vacation commercial? You want to get away. They're trying to help you get away. You're going to regret it if you don't get away. There goes the Leo energy. If they don't appreciate you, run. I don't care if it's somebody from your past. I don't care if it's somebody who you're dealing with now and you're like, I don't know, they feel kind of manipulative. Run, bitch. Run, sir. Have the courage to do things that everybody else is too afraid to do, because you will be rewarded. It might not look like it on the outside. People may be able to boast and gloat and talk shit about you, try to embarrass you. Fuck them. I don't want to look impressive in front of the Five of Wands anyway. Anybody who's involved with that Five of Wands shit, with whoever this nincompoop imbecile, whoever is, yeah, you won, bro, you did it, yeah, you did it. Yeah, bitch, you did that. You's a baddie. I don't give a fuck about those people who feel in camaraderie with those idiots. I don't give a fuck about how they see me. They don't deserve to kiss the ground I walk on, because they're inferior, bitch. Have the strength to move forward, because that's what your spirit team wants you to do. Have the strength to see that all of this was in your best interest. The tower is coming to whoop their ass. I'm telling you right now. Ooh. Whew, okay, what is the advice? Black Orlov Diamond, misfortune. When the soul suffers too much, it develops a taste for misfortune. Okay? So have you developed a taste for misfortune because you've suffered and you're sacrificing yourself, martyring yourself, feeling like you're not strong enough or like you don't have the power to speak up? Please get out of there. Tanzanite, possibility. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Right. The plan. Follow the plan. Okay. Chastolite, I think. Unwavering tenacity. Temper us in fire and we grow stronger. When we suffer, we survive. Right. So what they're saying is that, yes, you've been through a lot of suffering. Yes. Strength card. It's very difficult for you to overcome these inner demons that have been kind of implanted within you after the repetitive abuse that you've experienced in situations. But what are you going to do? Are you going to lay down in the ditch and die, or are you going to get up and do something about it? And sometimes you need a loudmouth ass bitch like me to let you know the truth of the matter. And that's the truth of the matter. Are you going to, they're asking you, are you going to spend your whole life wallowing in misfortune and developing a taste for it to where you subconsciously, repetitively seek it out? Or are you going to use that to help you grow and give you the courage to create the life that you really want? That's the question you need to answer. And I said what I said. Please be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you gained something positive from this reading, please consider donating through the PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle in the description box, you guys. Also, if you can help out, I would rather you book a reading, because then I can get into your personal situation and let you know what's really up. Okay? Anyway, leave me a comment and let me know if it resonates, you guys. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope these messages helped, and you enjoy the rest of your day, Pisces. Remember, this is our Circle Booze. Bye.